Before we get right into the tricks, I want to give a huge thank you to Soundcore for sponsoring this video. I've been rocking with the Soundcore Life A2 NC earbuds for the past couple of weeks now, and I am vibing so hard with these headphones. The case and the earbuds feel super high quality. These earbuds lock right into my ear, and they are some of the best sounding earbuds I've ever experienced. These earbuds have 3 different modes of noise cancellation. I never realized just how loud New York City subways are until I tried these headphones on the subway. All that noise just drops away when you turn on noise canceling, and you just get to zone into the world of your music. These things get 50% more bass than other headphones, and you can really hear that thumping noise. It's a vibe for sure. These things also have 6 microphones in them, so sound quality on your phone calls is super clear. Oh, and they're way cheaper than AirPods. I highly recommend checking out Soundcore's Life A2 NC earbuds. Click the link at the top of my description if you want to check them out. Thanks again, Soundcore, for sponsoring this video. Now let's get to the tricks. Yo, today I'm going to be sharing with you guys 5 surprisingly easy quarter pipe tricks. These are not necessarily like super easy beginner tricks. They're actually tricks that look pretty advanced, but when I was learning them, they kind of just clicked, and I feel like they're way easier than I expected. These are really cool, impressive, good feeling tricks that I feel like I have the secrets to, and I'm going to share them with you in this video. I got my homie Tal helping me out with this video.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Trick number 1 is going to be the nose stall revert. I feel like this is one of those tricks that I thought looked pretty hard when I was a kid, but when I started learning it, it's actually really natural to revert after a nose stall. I would even say this trick is easier than doing a nose stall back to switch, because dropping in switch can be super intimidating, but when you press up on that nose, it's almost like your body naturally wants to pivot back in. And honestly, my best tip for this trick is to have strong feet, be confident, and just really commit to reverting on the way down. When I think about this trick, it seems scary and like you're gonna eat shit, but if you really commit to that revert, like literally as you're dropping in, start turning, it's just gonna go around, and then you're riding regular and you're gonna be super comfortable. If you're able to figure out the no stall revert, trick number 2 is gonna be a breeze, and it is the crook stall. When I first started seeing people do a crooked stall on a quarter pipe, I was super intimidated by this trick. I thought there was no way I was gonna be able to figure it out, but I've actually figured out a way to do this trick that feels just like the no stall revert. Basically, you ride up to the quarter pipe, you start turning a little bit just to tweak your nose and just get that wheel up there. I think that part you just kind of have to tinker with, figure out how to lock into the crook. And then what I believe is the secret to this trick is you go back into the quarter pipe the same way you would with the no stall revert. You just kind of put your wheels back down and then revert in. If you watch me doing these, you can definitely see it's like a 2-step motion. Like I'm putting my back wheels back down, and then I'm kind of doing a little bit of a revert, just like that no stall revert, to go back and forwards. I also want to mention the switch crook stall. So for this one, super similar to just getting into a little fakey tail stall. You just turn a little bit, lock into that switch crook. And for this one, since you're going in switch, I like to just go back in regular. It feels just like you're dropping into a quarter pipe.
When I first learned them, I didn't even really do stalls too much. I kind of just went at a little bit of an angle, and you can grind surprisingly easily.
Yeah, that's a fun one for sure.
You'll be able to grind pretty well.
Yeah, try that one out too. Trick number 3 is going to be the Pop-Tart, and I actually just learned this name. If the name is incorrect, Tal is the one who told it to me, so it's not my fault. You could do it nollie or fakie. Basically, you just do a little pop off the nose. You just bonk the coping with your wheels and then do a rock to fakie. The reason I think this trick is super easy to learn is because you can practice this on any curb. This is a super common, fun thing to do while you're riding around. If you can figure that out on a curb, which is super non-intimidating, then you just take the exact same thing to the coping, land in the rocks, make sure you're balanced, and then go back into the quarter pipe just like a rock to fakie. Personally, I think this one is easier to do fakie. It's just my preference. I feel a little bit awkward on the nollie ones, but try them both, see which one you like. And this is a super steezy feeling trick, especially if you start to really get some air off that pop, which is not too hard to figure out. Trick number 4 is going to be the fakie Smith stall. So I feel like this trick makes you look really good if you're shredding a mini ramp and you throw in a fakie Smith, especially because a lot of people really like to pop these out, and it looks super steezy in my opinion. I think that what makes this trick easy is there's really not a lot to getting into. into it, all you really have to do is almost this little tiny fakie kick turn. And if you aim it right, your truck is gonna be locked in perfectly to the fakie Smith. If you're feeling good up there, you can just pop on the tail, really give it some air and get back into the ramp. That's probably the best looking way to do this trick. If you're worried about clipping, something that I like to do for this trick is actually almost think about it like I'm getting back in from a switch rock, and I'll actually put pressure on the nose and almost teeter that board up, just make sure I'm not clipping, and roll in that way. And then eventually you can learn to really pop out of it and make it look steezy. Trick number 5, now this one's gonna be the hardest one on the list for sure. It's kind of a curveball, but it is such a freaking cool trick, and I don't think it's actually that hard to figure out, and it's gonna be the switch rock to hurricane. You're probably thinking, yo, George is crazy, this trick is not easy, but let me explain to you how I think about it. So I go into the switch rock, right? What you do is you really wanna throw your weight up there, so you're not just kind of doing a switch rock and keeping your weight in the ramp and coming back in really quickly. You wanna fully get your weight up onto the deck. Once you're up there and you're comfortable, then you're in a position to literally just shimmy your feet and just straight up try your best to lock into a hurricane. If you keep trying that motion, eventually you're gonna be pulling it harder and harder. Your truck is gonna hit the coping, and that's all this trick is. The secret to getting back in, I typically don't have the leverage to pop in. So what I do in that case is exactly how I described the fakie Smith, where I'll actually push on the nose, just like I'm getting out of a switch rock. And you know, you can really start to figure this trick out where it's super quick and steezy. You're hitting the board for the switch rock, immediately shifting into the hurricane, and then pressing that nose down to go back into the ramp just as if it was a switch rock. This trick is gonna take some practice, but I do think it's way easier than it looks, and I encourage you to try it out if you're feeling confident about it. So those are the 5 surprisingly easy quarter pipe tricks that feel so freaking good. They look like super advanced tricks, but I personally find that there's secrets to these tricks that make them pretty easy to learn. So I encourage you to watch through my examples, watch through these tips, and then go out there to your local skate park and try these out. It's gonna be so fun and satisfying to start to figure these tricks out. With all that said, thank you for watching. Thank you, 𝓤𝕠, for helping me out with this video, and I'll catch you next time. Peace. Oh Lord. I'm still empty at Cooper. That's sick.